You've turned their pages, now hear their voices. Today we have Marissa. Hello, Marissa.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You're going to have to pronounce her last name because I don't want to butcher it.
It's Durham. And no, it's actually my maiden name. It's not the city. I've had a lot of people, especially like at events that would ask me, "Oh, were you born in Durham, North Carolina, or is that like your favorite place?" No, it's just my maiden name. My dad's a
Your
preacher,
last
so
name.
it's kind of like a little rebellious thing that, I use my maiden name to write smut books. So
I love that. I
yeah.
love that. Petty energy. I love it.
It's not. It's just me and I'm honestly a daddy's girl, but it's kind of like we always pick on each other, and it's just another way I can pick on him. So yeah.
Well, petty, maybe wasn't the right term.
No, petty's fine. Sometimes I have to get petty with the man.
Don't we all? So, my thing is I literally do things out of spite because I'm like, oh, you want to talk about me? I'll give you something to talk about. Like, let's do it.
I have a 16-year-old daughter, and she acts just like me, and I'm feeling every bit of it. All of that
Oh,
coming back. Yes.
Girls are so much harder than boys.
I didn't think that until she became a teenager. I
Yeah.
have my youngest is my boy, and he's 9 and he has ADHD. He's wild. He's very, into everything. And she was such an easy baby. Gosh, she was an easy baby. Them teenage years hit.
Those teenage years are rough.
She looks the most like me and she acts the most like me. And that whole, it's hard to discipline you out of your child. Yes, very much so.
We embrace it over here. I'm like, oh, okay, sis, pop off. Like, okay. And then I'm like, oh man, oh, this is.
I'm fine with her popping off. I'm glad she is the way she is. She speaks her mind and she's not easily influenced at all. But when it comes back to you and you have that, well, I'm the mom kind of thing. My biggest thing growing up, me and my mother really we're trying to rebuild that relationship in her older years, but me and my mother did not have a relationship when I was growing up. And when we did, it was not a very healthy one. So, I've always wanted to make sure that my children felt heard more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wanted my kids, and I know this is book talk, but first thing about me, and if you read any of my books, my kids and my husband are my life. So I will talk about my children a lot. But that was my biggest thing is I never wanted to be, no, be in the room, but don't be seen, don't be heard, do as I say, not as I do. Those kind of things are, you can't talk when a grown up's talking. You can't ever, refuse something that a grown up's saying because they're a grown. I never wanted my children to feel like that. And that's a great thing. However, she is a lot like me. She has this little vigilante justice in her like I do. Like if somebody is doing something wrong to someone, she is going to let you know it. Like you're not going to be rude to someone. You're not going to be discriminative towards anybody in front of her. She will pop off. That's a great thing. These are attributes I'm glad I gave her. But like the other day, when I simply ask her a question and she gives me a smart aleck answer and I give one back and she's like, I don't understand why you're pissy with me. You asked the question. And I'm like, it's bite me in the butt just a little bit.
Mm, yep. Nope. My son did the same thing. He was like, um, he was being a smart aleck, and I was like, what? Like, okay. Like, I don't know why you're talking to me like that. He was like, you told me to speak my mind. Like, you've raised us to talk what's on our minds, so I'm doing it. And I was like, okay, you actually have me there.
And
I don't have to
and
argue that.
thankfully my husband and me are yin and yang. I know some couples work better when you're a lot alike. Me and my husband, we work better because we're not. We're yin and yang. And it takes a second back for him to be like, she wasn't wrong. you were already in a bad mood and she's just like you. Because he finds my quirks like that. Like some people, I've always been one of those types of people that you either love me or you hate me. There's really no in between. And I am a Leo, so I can, my husband says I have a problem being humble. Um, so my problem is if you hate me, then it's your problem, not mine. But that's how my daughter thinks too. And I'm glad of that because I know the things, like the reasons, like with my first marriage, and I got married at 18 and divorced at 20. And then I met my current husband at 21 and we just started having babies. Um, but if I hadn't had my childhood and being told things like your mouth's going to get you in trouble, nobody's going to love you because of your mouth, nobody's going to like you because of how you talk, I wouldn't have had that person. I wouldn't have married that person. That person wouldn't have been allowed to manipulate me and do the damage that he did. So I'm very proud that
Mhm.
she is very strong, but it irks my nerves when I'm the victim of it. Like I'm on that receiving end. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. You come to talk
100%.
about books and then I start on, my failures as a
No,
parent
I'm
when I
here for
want.
it. Listen, I'm here for it. Like, I love the energy. I can talk all day about family, and you're absolutely right. And then, of course, being from the South, being around somebody who is in the South, my Southern accent's trying to come out. It's fine.
Oh, mine's going to. There's no hiding it. Like, there's no
Well, if
hiding.
you
The South
when you
Carolina.
move when you move from the South, right, your accent starts going away. And then, like, anytime I'm around my family or anytime I talk to my family, my accent comes out, especially when I'm mad. When I'm mad, my kids know when that Southern accent comes out, don't talk to me. Like, just leave me alone. Let me calm down because it's going to get so much worse.
I didn't realize how bad my accent was until book talk. And like, cause before book talk, I was on social media, of course, but I was never really put myself out there. Like I didn't make a lot of videos. Um, but then when I got on book talk and I started doing videos and I started getting comment after comment, I just love your accent, or gosh, you can tell you're Southern. Yeah, kind of slapped me in the face, and
I
it
I
is what
don't
it is.
I don't think that there's a problem with it. It's adorable.
Oh, thank you. I tell people all the time, I might talk slow, but I ain't stupid. So there you go. Um,
It's a whole and we'll talk off air sometime, but yeah,
but I
I
will,
resonate
and
with you.
again, I don't know if you, like it's a little, I, this is where my husband says that I need to try to be a little bit more humble. Now, my husband is the most humble person in the world. He's cocky, but he's humble. Um, but like, and I say that because you will hear me say my husband 100 times. That's the love of my life. He will tell you if I put my mind to something, if I say I'm going to do something, he knows it's done. I told him that I was going to start a photography business. And he said, I made the mistake. This has been over a decade ago. He's like, and I made a mistake of thinking to myself, you are just going to be another Facebook kind of photographer, one of those that, does it on, but, never, he's like, and then you did it. And I have been published, in over 50 magazines. I just got the cover and the featured, wedding 2025 artist for memorable, how do you say, memorable moments magazines. Too many M's for a Southern girl. Um,
I'm
but
so proud of you. Pop off and
yes,
do the damn
that
thing.
was a big achievement. So, and that's actually why I have been so busy here lately with that. And then when I told him I was going to write a book, which was July of last year, 2024. No, June, sorry. I sat down and I had a dream and I talked to an author friend and I was telling her, "Ooh, look, this book I did." And she's like, "You should write that." I was like, "No, I can't write a book." And she's like, "Just try it." And I did. And Picture of Anger was born. But I sat down and I started typing on my computer. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just typing away." Because you really, if you when you write that first book, you hyper fixate on it. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm writing a book. And he's like, I went to go say something and I just walked away. And he said, I'm glad I did because you wrote a book.
I'm proud of you. Yeah, and
Absolutely.
speaking of picture of anger,
Hmm.
it is good. So you have Jasper and Katie,
Yes.
and that one right there. And you have a bedazzled. I love that.
Yes, this was my birthday present from my best friend. She got one of my books and then she bedazzled it for me because she loves
We
me.
love a supportive bestie.
Yes, she's very supportive.
Hmm. So been having this question, right? There's a few times in Picture of Anger that I was kind of actually mad at you
Okay. Why?
because either you love or hate Jasper, and some of his antics was pissing me off.
And I'm glad. That part I'm glad. I the first thing to know about Jasper Blanton is he's actually Johnny Randolph Mace. So yeah. Jasper is my husband in every way. Cocky, quippy, does not give a shit about anybody's opinion. Like he's gonna say what he says. He's a lawyer. My husband's not a lawyer, but Jasper is in law school and he has that mentality. This he's Jasper's actually a Virgo. Like I haven't put his birthday in the book yet, but he's actually a Virgo because he is my husband. Like this is right and you're wrong. And but the whole quippiness and the way he loves Katie and that was my husband. Like so he is Jasper Blanton. And I'm glad he pissed you off because then y'all can all feel a little bit for me how it is like being married to the You can't get one over on here. Not at all. You can't. So yeah.
Oh, the cocky behavior is definitely in there. Was a picture of anger based on your love story?
Um no, not picture of anger. The dream I had was I dreamed the scene on the dance floor at the debutante or the coming out. Like it was a guy and a girl and he said, you look beautiful, kid, and she was mad. And that was something about that in a dream. I woke up and I just fell in love. So and then I thought about Gilmore Girls, like, and so it's kind of Gilmore Girlish. Um, but no, not exactly like our love story. There's a lot in there that's our love, like that's me and him. Um, and I'm not going to say which parts and the spicy parts that are, you know. But there is a lot of me and him, and Jasper has his personality. Um, as far as more like our love story, that would probably be more Bargain because he saved me from that situation. And he he's just
You have your
he's
makeup on. You have makeup on. Don't cry.
I'm not we've been married 16 years. I shouldn't, ever get emotional about it. Um
No, don't say that. Feel emotional. That's totally fine.
but
So I
I'm
should stop. I should.
if you was just going to trope mine and my husband's marriage, it would be age gap, workplace because he was my boss man, and single dad because he had a daughter. Um, romance maybe. When we get to back to reality, there's a lot in back to reality that is mine and his love story. Too, especially with the girls in back to reality, the little girls. But no, it's not exactly our love story. Sorry. You asked one question and I went off on a tangent, and I will do that. Warning, ADHD.
Girl, you do not have to apologize at all. I'm here for it, living for it. Um, you can go on all the tangents you want. I'm not going to stop you.
I appreciate that because it will happen. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing to listeners in advance.
No, don't apologize at all. You know, honestly, I'm here for it. I love when my authors or my narrators come on and they geek out and it's relatable because our viewers are going to find that really relatable and somebody's going to resonate with your story. I mean, we're all here for it. It's your podcast. It's your doing.
Oh, thank you.
So, age gap. Let's talk about that because it is one of my favorite tropes. And Picture of Anger is not an age gap. Just letting you guys know.
No,
So,
there is. So Picture of Anger is the first book of a 5-book series, interconnected long series that each, it's based on each stage. Each book is based on a stage of grief that the couple has to deal with. Obviously, Picture of Anger is anger. And if you've read it, you can see why they're angry. And so there is an age gap workplace romance coming up.
ooh,
I've plotted out all 5 books. I know exactly who's doing what or whom and where it's going and who's the characters. Everything's plotted out on all 5 books. So there is that coming. I don't think I would be able to write a love story without putting Johnny in it a little bit. I just don't. And that might not be the biggest, like, as far as like a feminist or feminist, I can't talk, feminism part of me, but there's always going to be Johnny in my books. You're always going to find the name Johnny in my books somewhere, and it'll just be a one off. And then I'm not just talking about the acknowledgments, but it's just my best friend. I'm I really am one of the lucky ones that found my perfect mate. So yeah, sorry.
don't be sorry. Listen, having a husband that you can be best friends with is one rare, but two, it's to be celebrated. So there's no shame in that. Being excited and happy that you finally found your husband and your best friend after coming out of an abusive relationship. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I think that's why I tend to lean towards more cinnamon. Yes, Jasper's cocky, but he's such a cinnamon roll too. Especially in the other books, y'all are gonna say, like, he is all about his girl. Like, and yes, I know we love an obsessed man, like burn the world down for you, man. That's not Jasper. He would, but if he don't have to, he's not going to. He just loves her, kind of deal. And that's the kind of guys I typically write. And I am a predominantly dark romance reader, believe it or not. And I love a morally gray man. I just can't write one right now. But if Johnny ever fucks up, which I don't know why I'm not going to, I don't see him doing it. I told that man the other day I was leaving. He packed his stuff and said he was coming with me. So there's that. But
That's supportive. Love it.
like I said, you said yourself, there's parts where Jasper pisses you off because of the way he acts. Be married to him. I'm literally Katie. And that's another thing.
No.
Like, I did get some not so happy feedback on in some reviews was that I chose the name Dickhead for his like nickname or whatever.
It's
Like,
fucking great. What is there to be sad about or angry about? Like, get off your guys' high horses.
right
Dickhead is
now in
not
my
the
phone,
worst thing you could say.
right now my husband's contact is Dickhead. It's been Dickhead since 2010.
I love that for you.
It's Dickhead. And the picture is actually our son flipping off. He's with him flipping the bird because at the time he was watching the college football game. We were big South Carolina fans here. But at the time he was watching the football game and didn't realize that I could see him like in the reflection flipping off the TV. So yeah, that's just sorry.
Out of the mouth, babes. Or the hands of babes. Whatever. The trigger warning list for Picture of Anger should not be taken lightly. It is heavy on grief, so I want to let our viewers know that that subject is heavily talked about. Um, and it has you on an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, because um Katie's mom tragically passes away. And the best way to sum up this book, if you're like 2 sentences or less wanting to try to get someone to read it, is think Gilmore Girls, but Lorelai dies. And she has to move in with Emily. And she meets the bad boy next door, or Logan next door.
Listen, I love the Gilmore Girls. Also, I hated Katie's mom. Grandma, not mom. Grandma.
You're supposed to at the start.
My face. Well, we all have to have a villain in our books.
But I I really like the growth of their relationship by the end.
Mm-hmm. And that's real life, isn't it?
It really, really is. And that's something about my books is because I do read a lot, but my books, everything is again, like I said earlier, before we went live, I cut my soul open and just bleed words onto a paper. So there's always experience or realness or things that I went through in life in these books.
And that makes you relatable.
I hope so.
It comes across that way in Picture of Anger.
Yes.
You come across as relatable, having real life turmoil and back and forth, and guys being douches. Relatable.
I appreciate
There were
it.
there were. Go ahead.
I said I was appreciate that. Then I hit my mouse and I was like, oh, I'm gonna mess something up. But I'm on here, not here. Like, I'm nervous. It's okay.
No, honestly, you're totally good. Like, no matter how many times I record a podcast, I still get nervous. So, but I mean, it's chill.
Awesome.
You're doing great, by the way.
I appreciate it.
I love that you're geeking out about your book, and
I
um,
I do geek out because I wrote it. And I don't mean that to sound cocky or not like that. It's just like, I actually did this. Like, I can't, because you never know until you sit down and, like, you actually have to write a book. And you can tell Picture of Anger is my first baby. I really need to go back through it. There's still so much stuff I need to change. I need to fix. And that's the thing. When you read your own book, you'll always find something. It'll never be 100% complete. Anybody tells you their book's 100% complete's lying. It's like anything else in life. There's always somewhere you find that you think you can do better. But I do geek out about this. Like, okay, this is also funny. I didn't realize how many times I used her nickname in this book. So my best friend, just so you can see, went through and underlined every single time I said it in the book so that I could go back and kind of fix it a little. She's like, it's a little excessive. I was just writing.
well, I think a lot of authors get a sentence or a word stuck in their head, and it can be repetitive without meaning to be repetitive. It's just stuck in your head, and you can't get it out unless you type it out or you
Write
say it
that,
out loud.
and then you write that next book, and you're sitting here and you're in a groove, and then you have to stop, and you're like, wait a minute, did I write this exact same thing in the first one? I gotta go back. Like, some days I wake up and I'm like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Fuckery. You got yourself in a fuckery.
It's a lot, and you really have. And I will say this: if you are like anyone out there is wanting to write a book, number one, do it. And being an indie author is hard to maintain. It's not hard to accomplish. Meaning, number one, KDP is free. Now, you can do formatting and everything on there. However, I chose to go ahead and purchase Atticus so I could do like the little pictures and fonts and all that. But, and writing, you can write in Google Docs. Again, free. Only thing I say is never, ever, ever use a AI system.
God, no.
And that's the thing. People were like, well, what if they don't like this or they don't like that? If they're reading your book, they need to know you and what you're feeling in that book. So if it's not perfectly grammatically correct, a person would rather see your as bad. This don't come out bad. As a person would rather see your pain and suffering, your joy and your happiness raw than see a polished version of it. And that's just the truth. So yeah, it might be easier to think that, oh, well, I don't need an editor. I can't afford an editor. Honey, get you 5 or 6 friends. If you can't afford one,
Exactly.
you can't afford one person, get 5 or 6 friends to read it. I promise you, you're going to catch the majority of stuff. Also, there's a lot of indie authors that help other indie authors. And that's what happened with me.
Yep. Yep.
My beta readers were 6 indie authors, one being a bestseller. One was Katie Ray, who was in the middle of like her 30th book writing it and stopped it to help me out. There are help out there. So anybody who's wanting to write a book, whether it's just a small book, a novella, a book of poetry, you may think, well, I've got to have this, and
An anthology.
dark romance is popular and this kind of guy is popular. I love dark romance. Look at my shelf. Like, I love love it, love it, love it.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a dark romance writer. I am so ooey gooey, like Hallmarky with a lot of cock dicks and balls. It's not even funny. And I
We're
probably
here for
shouldn't
the dick
say
and
that.
balls, though.
But I am. That's just the best way to describe me as a writer. Think Hallmark movie with dick and balls everywhere. There you go. Big dicks.
Big dicks. Oh my God. That just reminded me of something about Jasper.
My dick is as big as my ego.
And, like, is his dick really big? She's like, panicked after the whole pantry.
Well, how would you feel if I told you that was actually a quote? Not a Marissa Mace original. It was a Johnny Mace original.
Well, honestly though, whatever
God,
floats your
please
boat.
don't let my husband ever listen to this podcast because my husband's dick is a conversation piece at Christmas time with his brother. It's a tradition at this point. His brother gets drunk and likes to talk about how he hates that God hates him because his brother's dick's so big and his isn't. Like, so yeah. Told you I'm a blessed woman. There you go.
I love that you have a big cock in your life. I'm so
Love
proud.
that I have a big cock in my life. I might not have $1 million in my bank account, but damn it, I got a big dick. That's all you need.
I adore you.
You're probably not by the end of it.
The hell I won't be.
But
I'm
yeah,
enjoying the fuck out of this.
so yes, and I've actually had other authors be like, "Oh my god, I wish I wished I'd have thought of that line." And I'm sitting there like, "Yeah, it's a good line." I didn't think. Now, mind you, it was. Oh no, you're fine. But now, mind you, it wasn't the first time I seen his dick like with Katie and Jasper. Thank God, because I don't know if there would be a Hannah and Johnny Michael, but it was not the first time I seen his dick when he said that, but in 16 years of marriage, that quote had been said. There's a lot, especially in Bargain, because, you get to see the quippy and the funny Jasper, not the relationship and brooding Jasper. There's a lot of stuff that is Johnny. There's one there's a chapter that starts off there in book 2 where they're eating breakfast and they have burritos, and he's like, "Kid, look at this burrito. Look at this girthy bastard. Almost makes me feel inadequate." Almost. And that's exactly how my husband said it to me. So, yes, Jasper Blanton is Johnny Mace. There you go. That's fine. I mean, you can. The thing is like, because of Marissa Mace photography, everybody knows me, everybody knows him, so.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it then.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why people, if any, there's only been one time in my life where somebody threatened to dox me. Hi, I'm Marissa Durham. I live in Gaffney, South Carolina. On Marissa Mace Photography. My phone number, my address, everything's on.
No, don't do.
I'm not going to say that, but I mean, it is like, it's public information, like, because I have a business license, so it's not hard to find who I am.
But at the same time, you guys don't be fucking dicks about shit. There's no need for it.
Oh, again, my husband is Jasper Blanton. Be a dick. He's not.
Marissa, I'm trying to tell our viewers to be on their best behavior, not encourage their behavior.
I love chaos. I told you I'm a Leo. You cut that part out.
Oh no, it's totally staying.
Okay. But no,
if you
like,
really
my
want to
my husband is not a violent man at all, but he handles his business. Like, he is the easiest going man in the world, except for me and our kids. Because when I tell you, I actually, a couple months ago, this part is just talking, I guess, but a couple months ago, a man tried to break in the house on me. Like, I was literally fighting the door to keep it closed. Call the cops come. Call my husband, come straight home from work. The cops are here. My husband come out ready to go. Let's just put it that way. Didn't give a crap if the cops are here or not. You're trying to break in, you're trying to hurt his wife. No. Like I said, Jasper.
So love that for him. I love that.
He's the perfect guy. Like, I know. See, people don't want to know that. People don't want to know, oh, this on there stuff. Like, she loves her husband. It's so great. What do you do? Like, I know that. I know people don't. I do. I can't help it.
Why though? A marriage can be beautiful and
amazing. It very much is. And that's the thing. Like, and I tell people, like, when I become friends with people, like, on a personal level, if me and you were to become friends, like, talk every day on the phone, like, hey, text, are you alive? Are you breathing? Are you good? How's your mama and them? Kind of people. Yeah. I'm Southern. But if we become
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
Personal level, and again, please know there's difference between parasocial friendships and real friendships. Big difference. But if we become on that personal level, I tell you flat out, look, I'm a husband snob, okay? Sorry. I'm not going to be on the phone telling you how bad. Oh, God, he's getting on my nerves. I'm not going to do that. He does get on my nerves, but he's pretty fucking wonderful. He's at work right now. Like, he's working overtime because I want a new camera. Because with photography and businesses and LLCs and stuff, it's always best to get one at the very beginning of the year, not for Christmas, obviously. But I want a new camera. The cameras I use are very, very expensive because I'm very, very professional. And he's working a day overtime so that he can make that happen. He's a wonderful guy. Wonderful man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right. He talk about my books. Don't any of you listeners tell him I'm saying this. I don't need him to know that I love him this much.
I mean, I think it's great. Yeah. Honestly.
Sorry.
My husband's phenomenal. Love him. But there's also times that I will tell him straight to his face, I just kind of want to punch you in the face right now.
In about 11 days, ask me again, and it'll probably be a different answer.
We love a supportive man. Like it is
He
refreshing to
is.
have and
That's
find that person.
and that's what, again, and this goes back to like as advice as an indie author. Just because everybody says they want to read morally gray all the time, you don't. Their people are fine, and I hate. Ooh, I I have a big mouth. I'm trying to word this right. I do not like the fact that book talk community has started to segregate themselves or categorize ourselves. You're a fantasy reader, a romantasy reader, a dark romance reader, a sports romance reader. You're only why choose reader. You're only a this reader. You're only. Let's be honest, guys. In 2026 book talk or in the book community, can we just all go into 2026 and say that we're all honestly mood readers?
Yes, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that there's like, granted, did I know that some people prefer not to read dark romance? Yes. Do I know that people don't like, sports smut? Yes. But I didn't know that they categorize themselves into just a specific genre.
It's been like that and honestly, we're not going to I don't talk about like book talk drama because to me, if you talk about it, you're giving it
Yes,
fuel.
we got to
Let's,
leave it alone.
yeah, leave it alone. It's the best way to do. Because again, social media is not real.
Yes, can we please bring light to that fact? Social media is not real. Granted, are there some people who show the bad, the ugly, the happy? Absolutely.
Mm,
And those are your people.
the
But,
biggest thing I've learned as an adult and the hardest thing to learn as a Leo, sometimes the best thing you can do to get back at someone who is an awful human being is pretend they don't exist. Don't give them any amount of your time. Don't give them a second. Don't give them you're a horrible person. Like, I can't believe you did this. They know what they've done. And and it goes
Mhm.
back into like a lot of stuff that, some things that gets put, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And a lot of stuff is, unfortunately, to trick you as a marketing ploy because no press is bad press. Simple
Mhm.
as that. So, yeah, let's all just go into 2026 book community, support indie authors. Uh, and
Yeah,
let's just
honestly.
all admit we're all mood readers. You know what? You may be a predominantly fantasy reader. Nothing wrong with that. You may be predominant why choose reader. But sometimes you like that little snug, cozy little. Well, this one ain't that snug and cozy. This little snug and cozy Jersey Shore retelling. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Or you probably
You
don't have any
find
luck with this.
no, I don't at all. I actually miss being in the South. We're actually leaving in a couple months to go to the South.
What part of the South?
Alabama and Arkansas.
Ooh, that's deep South. That's South to me.
Yeah,
Bless your heart.
we'll be down there. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Is that bless your heart as in like
No,
okay or
that was a
bless your
sincere.
heart
That was a sincere. Bless your heart.
because listen, I know what bless your heart in the South means.
I even put that. I even put that in my book. But no, that was a sincere. They are two different bless your hearts. There is bless your heart, and then there's bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Yeah,
You know,
there's two.
go
That
fuck
was
yourself.
sincere. No,
Okay,
I
because
would
I was
never.
that girl. No, yeah, the South is amazing, but change subject.
So let's get back to the book. Any more questions about picture?
mm, who is her Katie's grandma? Who's she based off of?
My mama. Not the not the bad part of the relationship, but the just her little sayings, her little quirks, and the way, like, after there is a part in the book, it's chapter 24. Yes, I know that chapter. That is the chapter, even as the author, that I will cry on every time I read it. The whole why Katie's name is Katie's name, why she wanted her to be her best friend. Again, me and my mother did not have the best relationship. And so, and also my mother and my mom did not have the best relationship. So that's a lot of truth in that. Um, so yeah, my mama's name was Flora. So when I needed a grandmother's name, I went to that. She is the real Flora. Like, that's who she's based off of.
So I have to admit something, and I don't know if there's something majorly wrong with me. Well, there is, but it's okay. So
Something wrong
when
with
I
all
don't
of us.
like a character, unless like they get underneath my skin and I sit here and I cuss them out, I don't remember their name because I get so mad. And I was like, yeah, I don't like you. I'm not retaining your name.
Her name
That's
is Flora.
probably super petty.
I'm one of those people. I can read a book, absolutely love it, rate it 5 stars, and forget about it the next day. So you're fine.
I mean, different. I mean, everybody interprets it different. But, back to the AI situation, because we kind of diverged off of that. I think it's super important to talk about. Just like you said, there's a whole community and there's people who are willing to help you if you don't use AI to write your fucking books. You don't need it. Um, you can get help. People will willingly offer it. Just don't use AI to write your fucking books. Plain and
Uh,
simple. My whole point with using AI is that there's a whole community willing to help you. Like
I'm
if a
willing to help
you
you.
yeah, there's so many people. There's literally edit rooms. There's whole authors in edit rooms helping indie authors. And
But see, it's the
you just
same
have to ask.
thing. It filters not into writing as well, not just into writing. It filters into your covers. I'm a graphic artist. Anybody needs a cover. I did my own covers. I literally, you can tell. Well, this one's all bedazzled. All these I did myself. Okay, they do not look like a Canva cover. They're not. I use Illustrator, and there's nothing wrong with a Canva cover. Let me make sure to say that. But that's the term that people like to use. I want a good cover. I don't want a Canva cover. There's nothing wrong with a Canva cover. Canva is getting so much like Adobe Illustrator. It's not even funny. And Adobe Illustrator is really leaning into AI. Warning, because been a graphic artist since 2006. I know, but I do my own covers. I did all of this, drew these people, so I can do cartoon. I can do people. I have Photoshop, photography. I will do a cover for you to keep you from doing AI. I will do a cover for
Yep.
you. There are so many people out there that's just because it's a battle, and as artists as a whole, every artist feels it, from photography, from graphic artists, writers, narrators, especially narration. We just got an email, and now on KDP there's a thing that was like, get an
Oh
audio
yeah.
book with like narration, and they're trying and it's in the programs too. It's in
Well,
the
not
programs
only
too.
not only that, like you saw, and this is not me shit talking, it's a fucking fact, you guys. So come for me. Um KU and Zon, they could download the books into PDF and do whatever the fuck you wanted with it. Don't be those fucking dickbags, okay, you guys? Do not sit there and take somebody's book, download it into PDF file, and do whatever you want. That is somebody else's work. Don't use AI. Don't be a fucking
Don't we
dick.
have enough plagiarism as it is? Like, I will say
Facts.
this, because I am a realist. I'm a humanist and a realist. Like, do we not have enough people that like to copy and paste the big books that come before us? I love Haunting Adeline. Love Haunting Adeline. It was my first dark, like real dark romance read. Do you know how many times I've reread that plot? Almost word for word. Originality. I promise you, if you're like, well, I want to write a book, I want to be an author, but I really don't have like a story. You have a story. You have a story. If you sit with yourself more than 15 minutes, you have a story to tell. Might not be everybody's story. Am I delusional thinking that Picture of Anger is everybody's story? No. It's a college romance with a guy that's a dickhead.
He has his moments that he's so sweet, though. When he's not being a dick, he can be so sweet.
He is. But he's not a dick and like, I want to be clear about this with Jasper. We're poking fun at him, I know, but he is not a dickhead in the sense that he's rude to her or he says things out of the like calls her, things that would hurt her self-esteem, or he is so like, or into anyone for that fact. He's just a dickhead because he's cocky as hell.
And he has trauma. Like he's
Yeah,
healing and he's grieving. Like
he's
there's
angry.
there's things, yeah. Like, but and I hope I didn't upset you with that.
No,
Because I love Jasper. I
I got upset.
love Jasper.
I just
Also
realized
wanted
I
to get
kept
mad at him.
talking about him being a dickhead, and the trauma response in me is if someone's a dickhead, they may be an asshole to her and she thinks it's okay, kind of will. No, it's not like that. That's
No.
that's the Chris character, and like you meet Chris for like a minute in Picture of Anger, but that's the villain of The Bargain We Made. And that book, y'all, that book is really heavy. People have told me it's a dark romance. I don't consider it a dark romance. Still contemporary romance. It's just very, 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 very heavy.
And Jasper does not put Katie down. He should I say a spoiler? Is it kind
Yeah.
of a spoiler? I don't know. Okay. He
It's either going to make them read
he
my book or not make them read my book. Either way, like, either they're going to read it because like, they want to see it, or they're not going to read it because it's not their cup of tea. And then I don't like have to get this book sucks.
he's constantly the one pushing for Katie. Like, he's doing everything to get her attention and get her to like him. And, yes, he jokes and stuff, but um I don't know. Her nickname for him is Dickhead, you guys. Like,
Because it's
read the
the
book.
cockiness. It's the cockiness.
And he is cocky.
But let's all be real. Sometimes, you know what? We love a little cocky. Well, we don't love a little cocky. We love cocky. Stop
We
it,
love cock.
Marissa. I
We love
have a
cock.
12-year-old. Yeah, I have a 12-year-old's mentality. But yeah. He's,
Do
go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with that. I literally, anybody says anything inappropriate, I giggle like a fucking little girl. And then I'm just like, and then I'm like, that's what she said.
Part
Like,
about
that's what
being
she
a
said.
smut reader is like, we don't have to be ladylike. And I didn't want my books to be ladylike. Katie cusses like a damn sailor, okay? Now I did tone it down a little bit because when I read the first book, like when I went through when I got to art readers, I realized how much I cussed. Like Katie was, every other word was motherfucking shit, fuck, damn bitch, motherfucker. And no, I mean, it was honest writing. I mean, that was,
But wait, you could
what
totally
you know.
make you could totally make a book and it'd just be a whole bunch of cussing.
Yes, but then you have to realize too, there's so many people, and so many people that are sensitive to some words that you don't realize till you become an author. Like some people do not like the word cunt.
Okay, first of all, can we just say I think it's a whole bunch of bullarchy that a word can upset somebody so much. Who said that pizza isn't a bad word? Like, why isn't pizza a bad word? Why don't we get upset when
I
somebody's like,
had
"Hey, do you want
someone
pizza?"
message me and was like, "This book would be a 5-star read for me." But I can't get behind the word cunt. There's so many different ways you can describe the vagina. Write a book, and you tell me how many different ways there are. Because you have to, when you're writing a book, you have to put what's in your head. Cause I'm the kind of writer, I plot stuff out, does not mean it's going to go that way, because it's playing like a movie in my head. Like I
Right.
literally can see this happening. And you have to transfer that onto paper. Okay. So if a cock moves from here to here, you have to say that. You can't, but you can only say dick, cock so many times, because God help me, if you get put
Penis.
penis in a book, then like you're gonna get. So there's only like, because there's some people like, oh my God, they called it a shaft. Okay, I promise you. You know what? There's ucky words for me too. I hate the word moist. Ooh, I hate that word. Okay, but gives authors some grace. Y'all want multiple smut scenes? Guess what? You're gonna have to deal with he touched her center, he licked her core, because we can only say pussy and cunt so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Was
this is
there?
gonna be your lowest rating. Like this, I'm gonna get you
That
canceled.
is
You sure
not
you want to do
true.
this? Huh?
That is not going to be true. Okay. There are some people who's going to laugh at our shit and be like, that's relatable as fuck.
But
Like,
you don't let
yeah,
wait.
they
You
curse
did
too, and those are our people.
not. Kid you not. This is how stressed out. I am an educated woman. I talk slow, but I am not stupid. My daughter was valedictorian in her class 2023. My son's in GT. My daughter is in the Scholars Academy. I produce geniuses as well. However, this is how nerve wracking it gets to be an author. Do you see these? I bought off Amazon. This is how bad I will not use AI, by the way. I bought these off Amazon. Other ways to say these emotions for kids, because you get stuck. Like, serious. It's a whole damn big old clipboard of them. Now I gotta get back in that wrapper because I like keeping things together. But,
I think that we should lower our blood pressure a tiny bit.
oh no, that was not, huh? But yes,
That's not
like
high.
it's so hard. It is so hard. And the thesaurus, like, please don't go through your book with a thesaurus. It's okay to say stuff normal. It's okay to put stuff in a book that is timely appropriate. It's okay to put stuff in the book that's millennial appropriate, because 90% of the times the people who are reading your books are millennial anyway, so they're going to get it. It's,
Yeah,
and of course, it would be different if I was like a best-selling author. Like, now Back to Reality hit number 10. That was close as I'm going to
congratulations.
get to it. But,
That's not true.
but if you want to write a book, just do it. Just do it. Because my thing is I hope, I've never started a business or an adventure with the thought of this is A, going to get me rich, or B, this is going to be, I'm going to be the very best like no one ever was. If you get that, I love you. Pokemon. But
Gotta
I
keep them all.
always started out as do the best that I can, and know that not everybody's going to like it.
Yeah.
Art is subjective. That's rule
And
number one.
you're going to have low ratings. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And the whole thing on that authors say is, I finally made it. I got a 0 star. I got a 1 star. I made it. You
Yeah.
know? And it's some you're going to
Honest.
piss somebody off no matter what you do. You could literally write a book about nothing but greatness and people being the most humanitarian people, and somebody is still going to get pissed off. Just
The first
write the
thing they're
book
going to
however
say
you
is
want to
that's
do
the most boring thing I've ever read.
it.
You can give
Especially flour.
you can give somebody a plate of literally everything they asked for, and then be the worst thing they've ever ate.
Mhm.
That one was for free. The rest will charge you. And I'm just playing. I'm a
No,
mess.
I think
I'm sorry.
you're not a mess at all. I love bringing books to the podcast. seriously, I absolutely loved Picture of Anger. But bringing topics that are controversial and that aren't talked about enough to light.
Well, that's the thing with, and this is not just book community. This is something you have to apply. And trust me, it took me a long time to apply it. Is screaming, arguing, and ignoring never fixes a problem. Calmly
Mm-hmm.
going at it with an open mind will. And you're not going to change anybody's mind by yelling at them. I
No.
am I live in South Carolina, and we all know what kind of state South Carolina is. And obviously, I'm not. But do you know how many people I've changed their mind by showing them their own reflection in a nice way?
Mm-hmm.
In a nice way. That's it's not kill them with kindness. If somebody's being mean to you, you do not have to be kind to them, but you can control how it affects you and how much this it does, because no person, nobody with, and now I say this, but you don't have to, with the exception of if they came out of you, is entitled to any of your energy. And that's coming from
Mm-hmm.
someone who is married to a wonderful man. If it was that a switch was ever to flip, he is not entitled to my energy. He's not. My kids are. My kids are. It was my choice to bring them into this world. So they are. They are the only people that is entitled to my energy. And that's the best way to think of it.
I love that.
Because,
But screaming to music is therapeutic as fuck.
oh yes, bring the music all the time. Hell, be petty with your music. Be petty with stuff. Somebody tells you, ugh, I don't like that. Like you have a streak of blonde in your hair with black, and dye the whole thing blonde. I'm serious. You know what? There's a line in the book that says petty doesn't make you pretty. It might not make you pretty, but it feels good sometimes.
Sometimes it needs to happen, and sometimes people need to hear the truth, and sometimes you need to, like,
But if you're
show
sitting
them.
there and this goes back, like if I sat here and I was like, if you use AI, you're a piece of shit. You are crap. Don't you ever touch it. I don't ever. You're not going to listen to me. But if I sit here like before and I'm like, look, you don't have to use AI. You have a community. You have, that's the whole point of it being called a bookish community. You have a
Mhm.
community that will help you so that you don't, because your grandma was right. Anything done in the dark will always come to light. You're always going to be found out. Anything. So if you are like, I really want to write a book, but my grammar sucks, honey, proof, and you do like, well, I don't want, I'm too nervous to reach out. Reach out to friends. You know what? They might not have a degree in English, but if you get 6 or 7 people looking on it, you're going to catch the majority of mistakes.
Mhm. And editing is time consuming, so it definitely helps having friends or an acquaintance or somebody you trust help edit it, and there's a whole
And
entire
also,
community willing to help.
there's a lot of big named authors that will tell you they don't care about being grammatically correct. Because nobody is reading if you're reading a book and you're focused on if I'm using a comma or a semicolon or if I put the period in the right place, I'm not doing my job. You should be so immersed in the story that if you don't even notice it.
But there are, I mean, I have to just say this though, that no matter how many times you edit it or if you hire an editor, there there's a huge chance that there's something that's going to be missed because we're human. Everybody is human. It is okay. You do not need to DNF a book because there's like a fucking period missing or a semicolon or like a word misspelled. It most likely is going to fucking happen.
Also, it's a public, like if it's a publishing thing, KDP glitches all the time.
Mhm.
I, if you don't believe me, go back and reread books. over like more than like one time, you will start seeing, wait a minute, that was spelled, I know that was right. I know it's stuff glitches. Printing,
Mhm.
like, especially with prints and stuff, there'll be just a random period like way out somewhere. I know I open up Atticus and I'm like looking at my manuscript and I'm like, no, it's right there. What hell? It's just,
Think it's all important.
I appreciate that. So this is Picture of Anger. Easiest way, like I said, Gilmore Girls, Lorelai's dead. Bargain we made, very heavy, it starts in the prologue. There is on page essay. There's on page essay, starts in the prologue. Very, 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 okay. Sorry, but,
No, you're fine.
um, very heavy read. And then this is my fun read. This is my bestseller, not a bestseller. It's my bestseller. Back to reality. This is my Jersey Shore retelling. No, the characters are not named. It's a retelling or inspired by. This follows Leo and Nikki. Nikki and Leo was on the show 6 years prior, fell in love, split up. She married somebody else. He's a douchebag. It's going through a divorce. Now they're doing a reunion special, and it gets hot heavy. And the little girls in there are just so cute and so adorable. And I love this book. I know it sounds bad. I love my own writing.
That means that you did a great job. And I loved your books too.
Oh, I appreciate that. But
And I'm
thank you
going to
for
keep
having
reading
me.
them.
And I'm sorry my ADHD got the best of me this morning. And we just went
You know
everywhere.
what? No, it's fun when that happens. To me, it's exciting because we're not just sitting here drowning on about the same conversations over and over. And if you have a platform to bring awareness or talk about important topics, why not do it?
And also, I believe to sell a book, you also have to sell yourself. And I know that does not sound right. But what I mean
No,
is,
you do.
you have to be like, if you don't like me as a person, if I'm a rude or a standoffish kind of person, you're not going to read my books, no matter if it's the best literary thing that's ever been written, you know? So it's, and this is my personality and this is kind of what's in my books. Like, and I agree, some things are better to be put aside for the greater good. Like, AI right now is so big, especially, and this will be the last thing I do want to say, and I do want to leave you with your narrators. Right now, indie authors, we're having to struggle with the AI, but nowhere near as bad as the narrators. We're talking about them losing their whole entire career. No space for them
Mm.
whatsoever. They're trying to push them out. So please, guys, please, 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 please choose only human voices only. When you're going to look at an audiobook, make sure that there's a real name on there. It does not have to be Teddy Hamilton. It does not have to. There's so many, and Teddy is my favorite. I love that man. I love Corvin King. Corvin King is actually a personal friend of mine. Love that man. Amazing people. But there's also indie, just like indie authors, there's indie narrators, and they all deserve a career. They all deserve to do what they
Mhm.
love. So please, 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 guys, right now is the hardest time for our narrators. It's hard for indie authors as hard as it is for, events and other aspects in our community. Right now, our narrators are taking the biggest hit.
And not only that, like AI narrating lacks the emotional depth and you will not be able to get that in your fucking books. And oh, thank you for bringing that up. It's so important. Um you can find voice actors who are fucking phenomenal and brings that passion and brings the voices because
Not
I
only
will
that,
DNF a book. I will DNF listening
they're
to
willing
a
to
book
work with budgets.
from
They're willing
AI.
to work with you with a budget. They're willing to help you with a Kickstarter. They're willing to plan out for a year to give you time. And there's some that, I mean, obviously Teddy has earned his quotes. He has earned, but they are people that has amazing silky voices that
Mhm.
are literally doing it $100 per finished hour. So
And that seems like a lot, but you can literally save up
we're
or go
talking per
with
finished
it.
hour. We're not talking about the hours they're putting in it. We're talking about
Mhm.
hours that's
Finished.
in your book finished. That is
Mhm.
nothing. That is literally nothing. There are people out there, and again, community. That's why we call this a book. Community. Lean into your community. And that has been our biggest problem the last year or so, is that we've not been leaning on each other like we were. It's my opinion.
Mhm. No, I agree. Thank you for bringing light to so many subjects and topics and being able to bring information to the forefront and kind of you geek out about your books too. I love it. I appreciate you, Marissa.
I appreciate you and thank you for letting me come on here and talk and ramble. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so much.